It has been 25 years since horror fans first saw Final Destination on the big screen. And now a new addition to the franchise has been released. We sent Brittany out to LA to talk with the directors of the movie.
What does it mean to you guys being part of a 25-year franchise that's so iconic in the horror genre?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big responsibility as a filmmaker to be given the chance to put an entry into a franchise that you love. We also really wanted to figure out a way to do something so that the film felt unpredictable for people that love the franchise. Because one of the things that makes FD so great is its structure and its formula. But you don't want to ever have the audience feeling like they know what's going to happen next. And so we came into it as fans, wanting to make sure it fit within the canon and the rules and everything that everyone loves about FD, but also bend all those things in a way where every time you think you know what's about to happen because you're a super fan, you go, wait, that's not how it's, oh no, that's very different. And that's so much fun, you know, as a filmmaker to kind of keep everyone guessing.
Exactly. I grew up watching these films and I loved all the little callbacks to the previous movies that you guys put throughout that. What was the choice with that?
Yeah, well, we wanted to chock full of Easter eggs in this movie, you know, so for fans to always be seeing something new. You know, you can watch this movie 2-3 times and still discover new license plates that have little clues or things that were written down, you know, at the maitre d's book, or all kinds of like little hints and Easter eggs for the super fans, but also not have it be done in a way that it's alienating for new people, because it has been 14 years since the last one, believe it or not. And so there are people who are seeing their first Final Destination movie because they were 6 years old when the first one came out, and now they're 20. And so they can see their first Final Destination movie and not feel like they're missing anything. But it just enriches the experience if you do catch the Easter eggs.
Okay, and let's talk about those death sequences. I feel like every time I walk away from a Final Destination movie, I have a new irrational fear. How do you come up with those?
Yeah. We talk about what can we ruin for people is basically the designing idea. And so it takes many years to figure that out. You work with all the different writers and producers and all the different technicians that are involved, and constantly trying to think of what are relatable things that we all experience every day in our normal lives, that once you see this film, you'll never be able to look at them the same way. And also trying to figure out how to keep it within the realm of the real world. You know, a lot of these objects, you think, oh, wouldn't it be so cool? This exploded and went flying across the room into someone's head. But then it's like, well, how would that even work? And, you know, how would it be aimed right into their head? And okay, that means we'll need a piece of wood that's like this. And then testing that, oh, that didn't work. And now we have to do that. And it's this constant iteration with hundreds of people to kind of get these set pieces so that they feel realistic, but also unpredictable.
Tony Todd has been a major part of the film since it started. What was it like for you guys having him back for his last role?
Yeah, it was such an honor to work with Tony, and he had been sick for a while we were, you know, prepping the movie, and we weren't sure if he would be able to participate, but he kept saying, no, I've got to be in this movie, do not write me out. And so even though he was physically sick, he was emotionally very joyful and excited to be there. He couldn't wait to bring Bloodworth back to life. It's one of his favorite characters. And he was so excited to meet the new cast and work with them and just be there again. But we also knew that because these movies take years to make, that this was likely to be his last Final Destination movie. And so we worked with him very closely to sort of craft a goodbye for the character that paid off the 25 years of involvement in this franchise, to give him also a little bit more of a backstory to explain why Bloodworth knows so much about death and how he got involved in this in the first place. But in that moment where he says goodbye to the characters, we asked him, you know, Tony, would you be willing to put the script aside and just speak from the heart? What has all this been about? You know, what do you want the fans to be left with? What do you want the audience to know about life? And so what he says in that final moment of his scene is really what he wanted to say from the heart. And it's him speaking off the cuff about what life means. And that's why I think it's so emotionally affecting when you watch it.
Definitely going to leave an impact for fans. Thank you so much.
Here's the word from Brittany. She says she definitely recommends it if you're into thrillers, but if you are scared easily, it may not be the movie for you. Sounds very intense.